Jim with Lazarus Pipes. Louisville, Kentucky. Well, I'm here at the Muletown Pipe Show 2024 with my friend Ron. Ron, where are you from?
Originally Chicago, but I live up in Dandridge, Tennessee.
Dandridge, Tennessee. Is that where you make all your pipes?
Yeah.
All right. What? Tell us some about some of your favorite shapes and your favorite pipes.
Well, the most convenient shape is, something along this line. Short, compact, has that wide stem you like.
Yeah.
And, put it in your pocket, easy to carry, easy to smoke.
Yeah. Well, that's the name of the game, isn't it?
Some days.
Now, are they all briar, or do you delve into other woods?
Yeah, most of these are briar. I do work in Muletown.
Okay.
Sourcing that out of the Ukraine.
So, what's your website where you can order some of these?
Website is ranzpipes.com.
Okay. So this is, out of the ones you brought this year, this is my favorite. So how long does it take you to carve that, you think?
It depends. If I'm on a roll,
Yeah.
basically, I can get it carved in a few hours.
A few hours?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, that would take me 3 weeks. I don't have the patience. What's Ron's name for this shape?
Arthur.
Arthur. Okay. Well, I like the Arthur, and you'll see later in the video kind of the pipes that we've gotten from Ron and how much we love them and why we love them. So thanks again, Ron.
Hey, I appreciate that.
All right, Ron. Thank you. Welcome to Pipe Viking. This video has been a long time coming. I've been meaning to make this video for actually years, and I finally have gotten a few spare moments to make this video, and I just apologize that it's taking me this long. But as you can tell from the intro, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. Number one, we're going to talk about the Muletown Pipe Show in Columbia, Tennessee, at the Briarworks factory in Columbia, downtown Columbia. And if you've never been there, you really need to do yourself a favor and go. If you're watching this channel, more than likely you will freaking love it, because it's a pipe show. So if you like tobacco pipes, if you like cigars, if you like tobacco and pipe tobacco blending and all the accoutrement that goes with smoking pipes, then it's the place for you. Take my word for it. We've been to every one. Me and my sons have been to every one. I think we missed the first year, but we've been to every one since, and they just get better every year. There's a lot of vendors. The intro really didn't do it justice. There's a lot of vendors. Number one is Briarworks itself. Briarworks makes new pipes, and they design their own pipes and make their own pipes right there in Columbia, Tennessee. Pete Provost is the president and owner, and he's a pipe maker, and he employs a lot of really talented pipe makers, and they do everything right there in Columbia, and it's really cool. In the front of the factory, there's a bar and a lounge and a humidor, walk-in humidor. You play darts, you just hang out. It's just really, and there's food trucks out front, plenty to eat, plenty to drink, plenty to smoke, and you if this is your thing, like I said, if you're watching this, you'll like it. All right. So a lot of vendors. You have a couple of folks that I want to plug, if you will, is we're going to talk about Ron Smith and Ranz Freehands, whatever you want to say it. But in the video, there's a real quick thing of Jim Anderson and Lazarus Estate Pipes. The audio was terrible. It was so loud in there, I couldn't get a good video talking to Jim. He finds the rarest, craziest, coolest estate pipes. Many of them have never been smoked. I honestly don't know how he finds all of them, but he finds, I've bought several pipes from him, some Dunhills and some Nording handmades. So some of these really old pipes, and he finds some really rare stuff and some really cool stuff. So one of the things in the pipe community is you want a Dunhill from the year of your birth, right? So if you're looking for one, let him know, and he'll keep his eye on. He'll find it. Trust me, he'll find it. He finds some rare, cool stuff. So anyway, Jim Anderson, Lazarus Estate Pipes, really good guy. And he's reasonably priced on his stuff, and he's just real. I enjoy just standing at his table, just oogling over all the really cool old estate pipes. And he refurbishes estate pipes. So if you have an old pipe, your grandfather's pipe, great grandfather's pipe, he can refurbish the pipe. He can recondition it to it's almost like new. So if you think smoking some old pipe is kind of icky, I'm with you. But he knows how to clean them and refurbish them back to new, sanitary, to where it's your pipe. So look him up. I don't have his website, but just Google Jim Anderson Lazarus Estate Pipe. So you also have something that's really good. Larry Blackett has a company called Buttons for Your Britches. Larry's another really cool. You're going to see a lot of really cool folks at this pipe show. Everybody's family, everybody's friends. Not a whole lot of uppity people in there. Everybody is really cool, down to earth. That's just kind of the crowd that gets drawn to these things. So don't worry about. You don't have to worry about how you're dressed or impressing anybody here. We're all just folks. Anyway, Larry Blackett. So Larry makes tampers, and he's got, every time I go, he's got a whole nother batch of designs that he's come up with. And, do I need another tamper? Hell no, I don't need another tamper. But do I walk away with another tamper every year? Yes, I do, because they're just so cool. Like this was my favorite one. This is the first one I got, but it's still my favorite, is, and these are pewter. These are made out of pewter. So this one is Sherlock Holmes. But it's not just Sherlock Holmes, it's Basil Rathbone as Sherlock Holmes, and it looks just like him. So things like this, I'll keep the rest of my life, and I'll hand it down to my kids. But he's got all kinds. He's got owls. That's a really cool one. Owls, eagles. He's got Thor's hammer. One of the things we saw last year was, Lord of the Rings. He had all the characters from Lord of the Rings made up in these things, and it was really cool. Pipe review. So today we're talking about Ranz Freehands or Ranz Freehands. Earlier in the video, you saw me talking to Ron Smith, who's the artisan pipe maker who makes these wonderful pipes. So I highly encourage you to go to Ron's website and see what he's got. It changes because he's always making new pipes and putting them on there. So I don't get anything from Ron. Ron doesn't even know I'm making this video. He'll figure it out eventually. But I just wanted to take a moment and kind of highlight his work and what he's done with these pipes, because I think a lot of Ron, and I think a lot of his pipes. We first met Ron, me and my sons, several years ago at Muletown, and just really fell in love with the way he makes pipes. And now these are artisan made pipes. What does that mean? Most of the pipes in the world, tobacco pipes, are made in factories. Nothing wrong with that. They're made by people, they're made by hand. However, pipe manufacturers like Briarworks, Savinelli, all of the different Chacombe, they all have their certain pipelines, right? So they may have line A, which they are all the same shape, they're all the same color, they're all the same finish, and they're made using templates on machines, which means the first one off the line is going to look just like the last one off the line. Now, it's a natural product, so there's nothing that's identical, but you know what I mean. They all look the same shape, same color, yada, yada, yada. Artisan pipe makers, on the other hand, make pipes one at a time. They are rarely the same shape, rarely the same finish, rarely the same type of pipe, right? They may start off as one of these and during the process end up like one of these or one of these, because like any other sculptor, they kind of go where, marble sculptors always say, I've heard this guy say, well, I saw the sculpture in the rock before I ever struck it. Okay, well, I guess there's something akin to that with burl and with briar, that you kind of, the artisan goes where the wood takes it. There's a lot of things that can contribute to it. The pattern, the grain pattern of the wood. He may look at a piece of ebouchon, which is a big block of briar, and say, I really want to kind of focus on this side over here and kind of accentuate the pattern if it's a really pretty piece of wood like this one or this one. Whereas, there's some briar that's just kind of plain. It's not real it's not real pretty. And then you turn it into something like this, where it's still a beautiful pipe, and it's a very functional, very nice pipe, and it's a really good smoker, but it may not be the prettiest piece of briar. Nothing wrong with that. It's a natural product, comes out of the ground. It's going to be different, right? Which is what you want in an artisan pipe. You don't want to buy something that 5 other people or 500 people have, right? That's the artisan versus factory pipe thing, right? So I'm not sure where Ron gets his briar or his stems, but I can tell you that he gets some very high quality briar. Even this, which we call the ugly duckling, because there's no finish on it at all. It hasn't been sanded. It's still kind of rough, and we love it because it is a very it's just a really cool pipe to feel and smoke, and it's just very rustic. But this is different from this, which is different from this. So the wood kind of determines how the pipe comes out. Now, you may go along, he may be carving along and then hits a flaw in the wood, then he's got to carve around it, and then it becomes a different kind of shape. So with artisan pipes, generally you are getting one-offs. There's not another one like it. There may be some that are similar, but they are generally one of a kind. And with Ron, I can tell you that they're all works of art. Even this right here is just, I call it ugly. We call it ugly duckling, but it's not ugly at all. It's a very cool, very nice pipe. Very high quality briar. So to kind of highlight some of these pipes, this one is the first pipe that I got from Ron. I couldn't tell you what the name of that shape is. I don't know if it has a name. Ron names his pipes like you would name your kids. It's when you see the names of his pipes on his website, that's not the name of that shape, that's the name of that pipe. So this one I really love. I think if you had to name it something, it would be an apple, right? But it's really not. It's not like any other kind of apple. And that's a lot of briar. Look at the thickness of the walls on that chamber. And I love something that Ron does that I have not found anywhere else in another pipe maker is these really broad, wide stems. Now it's not just wide on the outside, it's also wide on the inside. And I like to smoke Cornell and Deal's Autumn Evening in this pipe, but I really like to smoke plain old, high quality black Cavendish. Something about this pipe and this pipe, when they have those wide bits, those wide stems, I don't know if it's just the way it comes out and goes over your palate, but I get more of the flavor, more of what you like about Cavendish or Autumn Evening or whatever you like. You just get more of it with this. And it kind of hits you at one time more so than something with a skinny stem like that. This is I got a lot of pipes, but I've kind of gravitate to certain pipes for certain blends or for certain types of tobacco. Example, I smoke my Virginias through my church wardens. I smoke my black Cavendish in this or that one. So these are mine. Some of these are my son's. But some of these are high polished, and the grain is really accentuated. Like this is just you really can't see from this with this camera, but the grain is just really nice piece of briar. And one thing that's consistent is they're all light. The briar is very light, which is an indicator of the quality of the briar. You get a big old chunk of briar like that that's still light. That's quality old dry briar, which is what you want in a pipe. I used to call them, we used to call them drugstore pipes. Drugstores don't sell pipes anymore, but you used to go to Walgreens, CVS, or K&B or whatever and get, different kind of pipes. I'm not going to say what brands, but they were heavy. They were heavy. I still have one that I had in the Marine Corps, and it's still heavy. You put them in the teeth. It's really heavy on the teeth. You couldn't clench it for very long. That's newer, lower quality briar. And they're usually heavily stained or you can't see the grain because there is no grain. And you know what? We all started off with those and then we moved up to stuff like this. So nothing really wrong with it. I'm just giving you just little things to look for when you're looking at a pipe. Picking out a pipe is very personal and it's very tactile. show up to Muletown or any pipe show or any pipe store, pick them up. And if they won't let you handle them and pick them up, put it back and walk out the door, right? Because this is a personal thing. And it's, how's it feel in the hand? Put your hands on it. See how the stems match up with the tenons and the mortise and with different kinds of pipes, what you're looking for. Look at the stem. Don't put it in your mouth. Don't put it in your mouth or you bought it. But see how it feels in the hand. And 9 times out of 10, you'll be like, yeah, that's it. Like when I got this one, they were all laid out on this table. And I picked this one up. As soon as I picked it up, I'm like, yeah, that's the one. I just like the weight. I like the balance. I like the feel of it. I just liked it, right? So, and my sons were the same way with these. My older son picked this one up and says, man, it fit his hand. He likes the stem. He likes the color of the stem. He likes the type of shape, and it spoke to him, right? This was one of his too. It's a setter. I didn't know Ron made setters, but apparently he does, and my son had to have it. Now on this one, very dark stain, which Ron knows what he's doing. He's an expert at this stuff. But this is a really piece of briar. You can't tell because it's stained kind of dark, but it's a beautiful piece of briar. And one of the things I love about this pipe is Ron left the pebble on top, right? Which on the outside of the root ball, it has this texture. It's pebble texture. Ron saved that and carved it down through the wood, which I really think this is cool. It's my son's pipe, but I think this is a really cool pipe. It's got a longer stem than what you generally find in Ron's pipes, but it is a setter, so it's pretty cool. Great smoker. These are all great smokers. So this one right here belongs to my middle son, who Ron he's special needs, and Ron gave him this pipe because he wanted him to have his own pipe. Now he doesn't smoke it, but he does like to look at it and hold it, and and he does like the pipe's got fishtail type bit on it, or a stem. But even this, like this one and this one, these are just really nice pocket pipes, man. I mean, you just stick it right here, fishing or hunting or working in the shop, whatever. You pull it out, smoke it, this and that, blah 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 blah. When you're done, knock it out, and then let it, stick it in your pocket, let it cool off. I mean, it's a very convenient size and very convenient pipe, and it's a great smoking pipe. I haven't smoked this one, but I've smoked this one. Just outstanding. They're all outstanding smokers. They are functional works of art, as you've heard me say before, but they are really good smokers. I mean, that's really what we buy pipes for. I don't have a museum, even though it's in a case. It's not a museum. I smoke all of them, and or we smoke all of them. And these are just outstanding smokers. The briar's outstanding. The craftsmanship is outstanding. The price is outstanding. So let's talk about that for a second. Ron, and several of us have told him, Ron, you don't charge enough for these pipes for what you're getting. And Ron's ethos is he wants to make sure that anyone and everyone can afford one of his pipes. Now, this level of quality, this level of briar, this level of craftsmanship would cost you a lot more with other manufacturers or other pipe makers, artisan pipe makers. But with Ron, like I said, he wants to make sure he prides himself on anyone being able to afford. If you want one of his pipes, he wants you to have it, right? So he prices them very far below. Well, I mean, he prices them well. Anything you get on his website or at the show, when you hold it in your hand, you will immediately feel the quality and the fit and finish, and it's just you'll know, right? So whatever you buy them for, you're probably spending a third or half of what it should be. But that's the way Ron wants to do it. He's like I said, he's a super nice guy. He's a super good guy, and he's an outstanding pipe maker. And I did this video because I wanted to highlight his pipes and his craftsmanship, and bring it to you, my viewers. Open the horizons a little bit from the standard makers that you may be familiar with, and introduce you to Ron and his Freehands, Ranz Freehands pipes. So go to his website, peruse around there. I don't get anything off of this. I'm just doing this simply because I think a lot of Ron and I think a lot of his pipes. So enjoy. Hopefully see you at Muletown Pipe Show. It's a lot of fun. If you don't buy a single thing, it's just a lot of fun. If you just want to come and hang out, it's a lot of fun. It's great. It's fun. You'll see me and my sons there. Say hello and take care.